Thanks for joining us. Today we have an exciting new company, well, new to Adelaide and new to our audience as well, which is Northern Vertex, and they're going to be doing a webinar with us on the 29th of July. So I'm super excited to get to know the company more. I have with me today Ken Berry, CEO, and David Splett, CFO. So they're here to talk a little bit about what they're doing with their project in Arizona. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen.
Thank you, Deborah.
So, as you know, we just recently met, and I didn't know a lot about Northern Vertex before, but maybe you can walk us through a little bit of the history of the company and what's changed, because I think you're at a really exciting inflection point. You just put out a record quarter, so maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Thanks, Deborah, and thanks for having Northern Vertex on. My name is Ken Berry. This is Dave Splett beside me. We're pleased to be on your program. We have the Moss Mine, which is in northwest Arizona. It's located about an hour and a half south of Las Vegas and just 10 minutes outside of the town of Bullhead City. And we've just come off a record production quarter ending June 30th. We feel as though we've turned the corner. Just as gold is surpassing 1850 and beyond, we're starting to hit our stride, and our production level is climbing quarter over quarter. So we recently announced some records with the June quarter, and we've increased our production. We're now at about 10,500 ounces and growing per quarter. We also have an exploration program underway, and this is a district-wide exploration program that's going to be testing numerous targets. So we see some value added there, and we've been strengthening our balance sheet by paying down debt. Dave came on board in January of this year from just a strong background with Gold Corp, Mosaic, and Tech. So we're extremely pleased to have him on board, and maybe I'll let Dave say a few words about our financial position, how we've improved since the beginning of the year.
I have to say, Ken, I've been really pleased since joining the company in January. What we've seen as a company as we've evolved over the last 6 to 8 months is a real improvement in our operating capacity and the planning, and as a result what we're seeing is a growth in our cash position. We finished June 30th with $6.8 million US in our treasury. It looks as though that we'll be in a much healthier position by the end of this year. And what we're seeing on the corporate development front is there's numerous opportunities starting to come to our door based on our demonstrated fiscal position and our operating growth and operating capacity.
Well, I think that's a great position to be in right now, particularly with what's happening in the precious metals market. Being in the U.S. is great as well, a safe jurisdiction. So maybe tell us a little bit more about your growth strategy. You did have quite a significant increase quarter over quarter in terms of production. Maybe you can talk about some of the optimizations that you have planned and the exploration that you think will add to both your mine life and your production levels.
Sure. Well, it was last year, in the fall of last year, that we drilled about 14,000 feet and added over 100,000 ounces to our resource. We're currently sitting after about 18 months of mining at just under 500,000 ounces. We have a current program underway that's scheduled to be about 60,000 feet of drilling. We expect to increase this resource. Our goal is to double the resource. So we've got over 45 drill holes completed to date with results pending. So that's exciting news, and really gives the investment community some upside there. But we also have some initiatives underway to reduce our costs, and those are specifically, we have a power line coming on board in September, which will replace our 8 generators. We are looking to move from a 1/4-inch crush to 3/8, which would allow us to put 30% more throughput through our crushers. And we also have an ILS system coming on board, and this is a solution management system, which will allow us to process more of the high-grade solutions and increase our production profile as well. And Dave, have I missed anything?
No, I think what I'd like to do is highlight the fact that we're taking an integrated approach to maximizing shareholder value. Starts at the bit, where we're doing quite a bit of exploration this year, and it leads to a new life of mine model, which supports now an optimized mine plan where there's the opportunity to go from 70-ton haul trucks to 100-ton haul trucks. and that supports an increased production through the 3/8-inch crush and the ILS system, which accelerates recoveries. All of this is geared towards reducing our cash costs and maximizing our production. And we think there's probably at least 10 to 20% production growth that we can see from today going forward for shareholders.
Well, I think that's great. I mean, declining cash costs, increasing production, increasing margin, that's a good situation to be in. So just to recap, at Adelaide Capital, we always look for the same things, regardless of what sector you're in, which is a good management team, which you clearly have, growth and value, which I think that you've demonstrated that you certainly have the growth. And in terms of value, as a junior producer, you're trading at a discount to most of the peers that I've looked at in the space. So I think it's a really interesting time to be looking at Northern Vertex. And I don't think you've done a ton of marketing yet, so it's hopefully the start of a decent capital markets campaign that we're going to be a part of. So I think it's really exciting times for the company, and I look forward to hearing more about the story next week when you participate in our webinar.